All right, hello and welcome everyone to GDQ Hotfix. Today we have New Super Mario Brothers U. Going to be run by Latchers here. How are you doing, Latchers?
I'm wonderful. Absolutely wonderful.
All right, and yeah, so just a little bit of messages before we get started here. So for anyone that's interested, the AGDQ 2020 schedule is out. So anyone can feel free to take a look at that. A couple of announcements for upcoming shows. Tomorrow we have Final Fantasy XIV Solo Dungeons. We have Tree Fort on Sunday at 3 p.m. Community Spotlight on Monday at 8 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. And then we actually also have an event next weekend for the Mystery Tournament Finals. So everyone be sure to check out all that stuff. And yeah, so I mean that's all I really had. So Latchers, I give you the floor.
Right. Well, what do I start with? Well, let's start off with getting the run started. So usually, before I begin usually we start timing using a 0 file, but I wanted to show the cutscene so people would have context on why Mario is going through all these wonderful lands. And also we're going to be starting the run with Blue Toad because Blue Toad is superior. So on the timer, I'm going to give you a countdown from 3. So 3, 2, 1, go. So, a bit of history for this game. The original came out in 2012, in which everyone started speedrunning it because it was a new 2D Mario game. Nintendo thought it would be a good idea 5 years later, or 7 years later, to re-release the same game on Switch. But this time, they added in Toadette and Nabbit as playable characters. And you will be seeing a couple of these characters being played in this run, because some of them are faster in other levels. Join with me today, actually, I should say. I have Paper Ario, who is a very, very, very skilled runner in the original title.
Hello, everyone. Yeah, I'm really excited to watch Latch play this game. He's also very good at the Rodent Marios, so I'm excited to see what you have to show us, Latch. I haven't seen this cutscene in so long.
Yeah. Originally, you had to watch the cutscene in every run because, I don't know, we just timed it like that. And then we found out that the cutscene, it was actually had a different, like, it was random in length of time.
Was that across all the games or just this one?
Just this one.
Okay. That'd have been a very weird coincidence. Because I know all the new Super Mario Bros. Games change timing, right?
Mm-hmm. So in this first level, I'm going to try not to die to the first enemy and get the power-up that I'm probably going to keep for the entire run. And we did it. Amazing, guys. So 1-1's pretty standard run, jump. There's nothing really tricky here. Just get to see Blue Toad do some twirls and some spins. I'm going to throw it over to Paper Ario to explain the movement with the acorn.
So the acorn power-up is actually really cool. You can do 3 different things with it. So you can do what you see Latch doing a lot, which is glide. You can also press one of the shoulder buttons to do a very high spin jump, which you'll see used a lot because there's a lot of vertical levels in this game, obviously. So we're going to use that to gain a lot of height. And then in addition to that spin, you also get like this boost from pressing the shoulder button again when you're in the air. So the combination of those things just works out really well. And the fact that you can glide allows for a lot of really cool skips in this run.
Coming up is unironically one of the harder levels of the run for myself. But it's only level 2. I'm going to do a little movement strat here known as a pipe jump. They're pretty easy. And we got it. So by doing a spin jump and holding left into the pipe, you can get... Oh, I messed up. You can get to max speed faster than just running to max speed. In fact, you'll see every time I exit a pipe or a door, I will do a small hop and then glide, and that just gets you to full speed a little quicker than running as well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, pretty much you want to do that all the time, and then anytime you come out of like a pipe or whatever, you get the opportunity to do a pipe jump. This level, so Latch was saying this level is hard, and the reason is because of a mechanic in this game called double digits. So if you finish with the same last 2 digits on the timer, you'll get an item. And since we don't really need those items because Latch is hopefully not going to lose his power up, you don't really need the items, so just getting that cutscene wastes time. So you want to avoid those at like all costs. So the timing on this level is really tight to get like a 323, but since Latch messed up, he didn't have to worry about that and got the 321.
324 is actually possible in that level as well.
It is, but very hard.
Yeah, it requires a lot of optimization. The world record holder for the original game, Mitch, just came up with so many strategies for this game. It's just insane. Probably know Mitch from Super Mario Odyssey as well. So here I'm going to do the first switch of the run, and I'm going to switch to Nabbit, and I don't know which one. Oh, there's Nabbit. And the reason we switch to Nabbit now is because Nabbit swims just so fast, and it's funny because this level is a swimming level. Other things that are cool with Nabbit is invincible, which means he can go through enemies, like, and that annoys Paperario so much because in the original game there is no Nabbit. And there's a strat at the very end of this level where you clip into a pipe through a blooper. And it's not hard, it's just annoying.
It's very annoying, and if you miss it, you lose your acorn, and that's the end of the run because you have to do 2 stages without acorn, and that's just really slow. But Nabbit is
Nabbit's free. Interestingly, in that segment at the start, it's faster to time your A presses than it is to spam A. Just because if you drop an A press and you spam, you'll not go speedy fast. And we want to go speedy fast. Another cool thing about Nabbit is that he can't get fireworks. So we can safely get double digits and be happy.
Yeah, Nabbit really is broken.
So you may be thinking, there's no more water levels in the run. So we should switch back to Blue Toad. But we're not. Pretty much on the day of this game's release, veteran runner Ewaller discovered that if you beat 5-1 with Nabbit, you skip an entire cutscene in the game. And that cutscene saves about 30 seconds, probably even more, over not playing this level with Nabbit.
No, yeah, it's a huge time save. I was looking at the like splits between Legends run and my run, and we come out of like 1S at the same time, and then he's like 30-40 seconds ahead of me after 5 tower.
Exactly.
I didn't know that was because you had Nabbit. I just thought the cutscene didn't exist for some reason.
No.
That's funny.
Yes, thank you to Ewaller. This level's actually a lot harder. So a cool thing about this level is if you listen to the music, and this is with every NSMB game, the music has these little like bops and stuff and just little singing things, and every time that happens, these enemies, the Goombas and the Koopas, dance. We have to be fast enough to reach this Koopa, and I didn't get it, so that he's falling down onto that block before he dances, because when he dances, he stops. And as you saw, he didn't fall onto the block, so we couldn't jump off him, so we ended up stalling. So that makes this level so much more harder than it already needs to be. So I'm gonna throw over to Paperorio on this. So first, coming up is our first divide, like split path in the run, and I'm gonna throw to Paperorio to explain why the right side is better than the left side.
So 5.3 is faster than 5.2. Just because like the level takes less time. Like the in-game time is I think like 16 seconds faster or something, but you have to go through a pipe animation. But even with that, like this level is still a whole lot faster. The reason why people would do 5.2 is the level's a lot easier than this level. But because of Nabbit, that's not really too much of a concern. You can just boost your way through literally everything here. But in normal U or just if you use Mario, like this level's really hard.
That ending segment there, if you play as Mario, you only just get underneath that bramble, as they're called. Spiky leg ball dude.
Spiky boys. Nabbit also stops on a dime, which makes this level, that ending section like super easy.
Oh yeah. Unless you've been playing that with Mario for so long, so you expect him to slide a little bit. So here I'm gonna switch to Mario instead of Blue Toad again, just because I can get a safety acorn from 5 Tower. We'll be switching back to Blue Toad after 5 Tower.
Okay.
No biggie. And this is just safety stuff. I want to show off like every strat in this run, and every strat requires acorn. And once you get up past 7 airship, there's no more acorns left in the run. So you kind of need to do this.
Yeah, this game can be super punishing depending on where you lose your acorn. In certain spots of World 7, it's not the worst thing ever because there's 2 acorns in that world, or 3 because of 7 airstrip. But there's no acorns in World 8, and World 8 is like very difficult and has a lot of strats where you could lose acorn. Also, Lat doesn't have to do a small skip here.
And that is probably the easiest skip of the entire run. It looks really hard, but trust me, it's really easy.
Comparatively.
Comparatively. Also, another thing with this Boom Boom, if you jump when he opens his eyes, you will land on his head pretty much all the time going up. And that's just optimal.
Huh.
And I randomly discovered that while making my tutorial.
That's neat. Might have to steal that.
In the original game, he blinks. Oh, wait. So we get these castle cutscenes where the castle progressively gets more and more evil.
Oh no, whatever we do, the castle's surrounded by a purple flame, or swirl.
That's Luigi. There we go. We got our hero. We got our savior.
Lord and Savior, Blue Toad is back.
We must pray to Blue Toad, for he must get elevator skip.
Latch is gonna do another skip here. Normally you'd have to like stand on this like platform that's going up, but he's gonna jump around and do a bunch of glides and stuff to skip a lot of things.
So I actually went for the optimal version of that skip and completely messed up the first jump. So I went for the backup.
Does Blue Toad actually control any different, or?
He's exactly the same.
Okay, I want to make sure because it looked like the glides were different, but I couldn't tell.
The great thing about missing the first skip means we skip fireworks. That's pretty cool. Another cool thing about fireworks is, depending on what digit you get double of, gives you a different item. So 99 gives you a star, 88 gives you something, 77 gives you an acorn, which is really useful. But unfortunately, we never actually get the chance to get a 77 optimally.
Yeah, all the levels are basically just too long. The only one is like elevator, but that's like if you mess up really badly.
That's like if you don't do the skip.
Yo, be careful, Latch. This level is really hard.
Oh yeah, this is the hardest level of the run. So you have to jump on these parabeetles, and every 8 parabeetles you land on gives you a 1-up, and the hardest part is getting those 1-ups in the air. Also, there's acorns in this level. See how I missed the 1-up there? It's because I'm
Is the run
bad.
dead now?
The run's dead.
Dude, Latch, you're in a game over. You needed that 1-up.
Where is he? There he is. I got one. It's okay. Here's another acorn if you guys needed it, by the way.
There's not one past this. I learned that earlier today.
Yes. Try and save all the cool movement and tricky stuff for the hard levels, not the easy levels.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
I'm talking about 7 Tower.
Ah, yeah, 7 Tower is a great level.
It is a great level. My favorite part is the Fire Bros. More on 7 Tower in a little bit. Okay, to validate this run, we have to get this pipe jump. And we got it. What are we, 3 for 3 for pipe jumps?
3 for 3, baby. Let's go. Wait, what was the third? Oh, the,
Oh, both in 1-2.
Oh, no.
Oh, 4 for 4, because I got one in 5-3 as well.
Yeah, I was about to say. Yeah, but that one you had Nabbit. There wasn't pressure on that one.
True. So coming up is actually a difficult skip. 7-1, also known as Cloud Skip. I'm going to be riding these like blocks that appear out of nowhere and skipping having to have to ride this auto-scrolling cloud. It's very difficult, and I'll let Paperario talk about some stuff while I hopefully don't die.
So the main things here is like Latch has to fly under these piranha plants that are going into a pipe, but he also has to do that without losing a lot of his speed, which can happen if you're like right on top of the pipe. So you're gonna see that he kind of spaces away from the pipe in such a way that he can like fly through it.
Got it.
And then yeah, did the glide, landed on those 2 beetles, and then
That's probably the hardest part of the entire skip.
Mhm.
And we're 5 for 5 for pipe jumps.
This man's a god. He's technically not done yet, but the second half of this level is way easier.
Yeah, this part here is just 2 crouch jumps and you fly through all of these. In the past, we didn't know about the second crouch jump, so we just kind of jumped and hoped we wouldn't get hit. And we tied the
as long as
IL
you
record.
don't do like a tap jump or a full jump, you're pretty much fine. So
now we get a bit of a rest because 7-2, 7-3, 7-3 isn't hard. I mean, it has a hard part if you try to do it optimally, but it's definitely not the hardest level. There is a little trick though at the start of this level where we're going to conserve our glide on a platform. And you'll see that coming up right now. So by pressing A, oh, I did it wrong. So by pressing A off the edge of that platform there, Jesus Christ, oh my god. I've never had this level go so south. Alright, we're safe, don't worry.
goodness.
The speedrun is still going.
That's a lot of sketchy things.
So what I was meant to do is, as I was running off that platform, I was meant to press A, and that would cause me to glide, and I would hold A running on the next platform that I landed on. And so when I run off the edge of the platform, I would go into another glide, and that would skip having to have to ride that platform and crouching under.
Why did you crouch
thing.
under that bullet bill? That was really scuffed.
I always crouch under it. It's faster.
I don't know about that one. I'll believe you for right now, but
Swag strats. Swag strats.
swag strats. All right, so we were talking about 7 Tower earlier. So this is one of the hardest levels in the run. Mainly just because the movement is very technical, and also you have to deal with a little bit of RNG. There's gonna be fire bros throughout this stage that can throw fireballs at like semi-random times. And most of the time we want them to throw it later. But if they throw their fireball like immediately, then there's problems. So
Okay, so I messed up the... Oh god. So I messed up the beginning movement. I thought it was home free. But I was somehow managed to make it into the pipe. So because that fire bro threw a fireball really late there, I was unable to make it through optimally. Through that second room.
that caused him to lose a cycle on the top, but that's not the biggest
Fortunately,
deal.
I know how to do that. So on the in-game timer, an optimal time for the door is 448. So we've lost a couple in-game seconds. So now Kamek. I'm gonna let Pape talk about Kamek because I actually need to focus. Because Kamek is annoying.
So Kamek can spawn in random spots. This is looking good so far.
Oh
basically,
god.
oh god,
420.
good stuff. Okay, so Kamek can spawn in random spots. Most of the time he spawns on the other side of the map. After he gets hit, but there he spawned very close to where Latch was, but that was like a really good reaction to get that hit.
I was expecting him to go to the left side because usually he does that.
But yeah, so like the first hit can be semi-random if like Kamek spawns really close, then you can get to him immediately. Otherwise, you have to usually wait like a cycle. Potentially more if Kamek decides to be really dumb and spawn in like spots where he's like really low, so you're not high enough potentially to get to the second hit. The third hit is always the same though, so he's
Yeah,
always
as you
in
saw,
like the
I was
middle of
able
the
to
screen.
predict. I was able to predict and do a fly really early. So we kind of get a break now. This level's pretty easy. There's nothing too bad about it. It's just kind of a couple rooms. It's a bit of a maze, but us speedrunners already know the route through the maze.
What do you mean? I'm guessing every time on this level.
Oh, you're guessing every time.
Yeah, I never know where I'm going, dude.
Another cool little thing with doors, if you walk into a door with an object, but you just get in the door, you'll walk through the object. Kind of the same thing with pipes. If this was the original game, the pipe blooper clip is the same logic. We should be home free now. That was probably the hardest room for me.
Yeah, this level has a lot of cool optimizations that are pretty tight, like that staircase in the room Latch just did. And this room's also kind of technical. So you have to like stop your momentum so you don't just go like flying off of these ledges.
Oh, I got 33.
Ooh.
So these
Well-
are the fireworks.
What's 33? Is that a mushroom?
I think
it's a
so.
mushroom.
Actually, that's not too bad. That's not too bad.
That has potential.
I wish it was a I wish it was an acorn because then I'd actually have a safety net going into another safety net. I have 2 safety nets.
Mhm. But yeah, as you
Alright,
can
so
just see how long that cutscene was, and then you also get like a prompt saying, "Oh, hey, you have an item now. This is how you use it."
yes.
Yeah, 33 also isn't that bad because you only get 3 sets of fireworks instead of more than that.
Hmm. Coming up, 7 Castle. There's 2 cycles that there's the fast cycle that I can go for that I probably won't go for because I did a practice run last night or this morning, I should say. And let's just say I did an oopsie and I died going for fast cycle.
Yeah, so there's gonna be this section where Latch has to like wait for these 2 moving platforms to come back out. You can actually like barely space
Ah,
yourself and get through that section with like a crouch jump. But it's really tight, and if you're like late, then you could potentially get squished, and that's not good.
The good thing about not getting fast cycle here is it actually makes the last part of this level a lot easier.
Yeah, for sure.
So
Because on like the fast cycle, you have to do this. You have to do like a boost and then spin and land on this hammer, bro.
oh no, what the hell? Okay. I was just too fast. I was just a too speedy boy.
Too speedy.
Oh well, that's not too bad.
Yeah.
The only
It's gonna
bad
slow
thing
down
is
this boss fight, but
it's actually surprising how fast this boss fight is with Acorn.
mhm.
Like flying up and hitting Ludwig. So what he does is he laughs at you and then he jumps up into the sky and flies and makes some duplicates. You can fly up and hit him with an acorn, but because I don't have an acorn and I'm just a wee big toad. Now I'm a small toad. Looks like that mushroom's gonna come in handy.
There you go. I mean, actually, it's probably slower to use the mushroom.
Oh, he comes out this side, that's right. Oh, gee.
Actually, good. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Oh, I died!
Oh
So, we
no.
get to see Seven Castle again.
Oh no.
Looks like that mushroom's coming in handy.
Where even is the checkpoint in this level?
It's just before the, And I lose it instantly. That jumps
Oh
high.
yeah. That was unfortunate. You don't see that boss fight very often, so this is acceptable on Latch's end.
Yes. Especially without an acorn.
Mhm.
Oh, that's right, that doesn't have a power up. It's okay. We're speedrunners. Okay, we're good. There is a power up here, though, that I will grab. Alright, time for round 2.
Round 2, baby. But yeah, that wouldn't have been bad either way, because Latch could have gotten an acorn in the next level, but obviously dying is not the fastest thing.
No. So in original games, for like the SNES and NES, fire killing, these midway bosses, these bosses would have been faster, because okay, apparently I can't land on his head. Would have been faster because you don't have to jump on his head 3 times. However, it doesn't matter in this game because when you shoot enough fireballs into him, he there we go. He just goes into a shell and does that thing.
It doesn't count as like one hit, it counts as 3 separate ones. And it takes a long time to get enough damage with the fire flower.
So that basically makes that renders the fire flower useless in this category in this game. And it's the same with the boom boom as well. Fire killing him will just cause him to go into his just whatever you want to call it state.
Mhm. Yeah, but imagine not having Acorn.
Yeah, imagine not having Acorn. Now it's time for World 8. Let's go to Peach's Castle. Oh wait,
Woohoo,
what's
World 8.
happening? What's happening? Oh my god, Bowser! I did not expect this one to happen. Oh my god! So welcome to the most boring level in the run.
Good segue. Good segue. Yeah, this is not the
Oh,
most intense
Paper
auto
just
scroller.
one thing.
What's up?
You see these flowers here?
Yo, what about the flowers?
If you spin the flowers, they give you coins.
Whoa. Are you gonna get 100 coins in this level?
I'm gonna get the 100 coin shine.
Excellent.
Funny joke because Paper Mario runs Sunshine. Oh.
But yeah, we love
So-
auto scrollers.
Also, ground pounding them gives you coins as well.
That one I don't think I knew. Thank you for informing me, Latch. But yeah, this level takes like 5.5 minutes almost, which is what? That's like 3 minutes longer than most levels in this game.
Yes, and since 2012, so like in 2012, it was discovered that you can fast kill Bowser Jr. with Acorn, which, I mean, that's pretty self-explanatory. Acorn, fly. Bowser Jr. is fly. Kill Bowser Jr. fast, because fly.
Because
And
fly.
since that discovery, there's only been one more second saved on this level, and it's not hard to, like, yeah, there's just, you can't save time on this level any more than
What second are you
Mhm.
talking about? Just like,
flying to the left after beating Bowser Jr.
oh yeah, that. Shout out to Latch for that one.
Who discovered it?
I thought you did.
My one contribution to this entire game and all the time saves. So there's more acorns in this level, by the way.
There's like a lot of
and-
acorns.
Yeah. So there's this floating platform here, and you move it through motion controls. Well, it's not floating; it's on this rail, but you get what I mean. It's on motion controls, and you move it left and right by tilting your controller. I just killed myself. What am I doing? When did I get so good at this game? So this is the most boring level in the run.
You know, I can't comment since I died on this level in the last relay from not
Oh, you
paying
did?
attention. Yeah, I was my Wii, my controller was like running out of battery, and so I was trying to plug in the charger and just wasn't paying attention, and then I died, and I was really bad about that one.
That's actually a good segue. The relay that Paper Mario is talking about is a biannual event the NSMB community holds, where we run the 5 NSMB games, so New Super Mario Bros. DS, Wii, 3DS, and the 2 U titles, New Super Luigi U and New Super Mario Bros. U, back to back to back, with teams of 5 runners. So the next relay we're going to be holding is a special relay because the 5 games have 5 different categories. Wow.
Wow. Math.
And that's going to be held sometime during the winter holidays or winter break or something like December or January. Still working out the time. So as you can see, there's so many acorns in this level that I already have an acorn again. These green coins can also give you an acorn, but because we already have an acorn, we're going to get a 1-up. So we're going to be safe
One
now
up.
for every other death.
See, Latch, I told you you were gonna need those 1-ups. You've died a whole 2 times in this run.
I was expecting to die in 7-1. I'm surprised I haven't died in 7-1 yet. Oh wait. I already passed 7-1. That was kind of... That's a sketchy pipe entry. I don't like that one.
That was definitely a little scuff.
Good spin jump. So here's Bowser Jr. So as I said, okay, good hitboxes. Looks like we're gonna have to pull out Mario a lot earlier than I thought. So we're kind of hoping. Okay, he's doing this. I mean, that was decent. Not much we could really do losing Acorn so early.
Yeah, I never made the correlation that you could just throw the bomb up there.
Neither did I in my casual playthrough, so I died so many times to Bowser Jr. And then, eventually I did beat him by jumping on his head 3 times.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, normally you could do the full Bowser Jr. fight without him doing anything. You just keep flying up and then bouncing on him, but unfortunately, Latch got hit.
On the second
Which
hit.
would normally be a very big issue, because he couldn't get an Acorn for the rest of the run, but since he did the character swap earlier, he can just switch to Mario now. But now he doesn't have a backup Acorn for World 8.
No. If worse comes to worse, I'm just going to go back to 1-1 and grab another Acorn.
So you could do that.
I mean, Lil Curbs did it in his relay run a couple relays back and came out with a 41.04, which was an insane time, considering he was also playing with cutscene.
Oh, wow. Yeah, 39 with that? That's insane.
So, welcome to Peach's Castle. Apparently, when you put a purple cloud around something, it turns into evil, and water becomes lava. That's something I never thought about, actually. Why is it that when you put a purple cloud around something in this game, water turns into lava? Alright, this level's pretty easy. The whole gimmick is that there's these meteors flying from the sky, but we're so speedy, well, we should be so speedy, that they shouldn't affect us. Maybe they will, oh my god. Okay. So that actually ruined the cycles on those moving platforms, so this moving platform here is going to be a bit out. Fortunately, I should be good. Okay, we're safe. We're out of there.
Thank God.
Okay, that was a lot worse than I expected. I'm sorry,
So that's
guys.
the easiest level in World 8.
See, nah.
Coming up would normally be an auto-scroller, but Flash is
Acorn.
hopefully going to do a skip to not have to
Well,
ride the auto-scroller.
Yeah, I'm not going to go for the fast crouch jump strat just because I don't have a spare Acorn.
No, I respect that.
So I'm going to go for the slower but more consistent strat of waiting until we can spin jump.
Yeah, so like the fast strat here would be you do a crouch jump off the edge of the platform and then jump off the Koopa while avoiding an invisible block, but Latch just waited it out until he could do a spin jump off the platform.
Okay, we're home free. It's not difficult from here. You can run under these Monty moles, which is pretty funny.
Yeah, they just present like no issue.
Oh my god. I don't think we've missed a single pipe jump this run.
6 for 6. Woo!
And that was actually the last pipe jump of the run.
Well,
no. Do I go for it?
No.
No.
There's technically a pipe jump in 8-4, but there's basically no reason to do it.
Oh, well, 8 elevator. 8-4 is a completely different level. It's on its own. Okay, so in this level, I'm going to try and get a star by quickly killing a Koopa, grabbing a shell, and turning around and throwing it. That sounds difficult, because it is. And we got it.
Nice.
I missed that so many times in practice. And in my PB for this game, I'm late to grab the star, and I almost die in the lava.
Later in the level, yeah.
Yeah. But apart from that, this level's pretty easy coasting with Acorn.
Yeah, the level would normally just be a run and jump, but because of the star strat, it's actually moderately interesting. Which is also a lot harder than, like Latch made it look. But
And we got a 3-4-2, which is the most optimal time for that level. Alright. Coming up. The level that is the bane of every NSMBU runner's run. The hardest level of the entire run, elevator skip. I'm gonna go for the skip. If I mess it up, then that's a bit sad, but who knows. And I'm gonna stop talking from now.
yeah, so pretty much the goal here is to skip the entirety of this auto-scroller. Normally you have to ride a moving platform of motion controls up, but...
So there, I got a bad cycle on the electric, so I slowed down and waited for just the elevator to lift me up. That's unfortunate that we got hit there, but nothing we can do about it.
Yeah, because his electric cycle was messed up there, it basically messed up the cycle for the rest of the level. And this level has like very, very tight cycles.
The fact that we got most of the skip is good.
For sure.
Actually, I can do a strat here where I wait for 77. Let's play with this bomb for a bit.
Latch, what did they teach you in school?
Not much. There we go. So we got 77. 77 correlates to Acorn. So that's pretty decent. And we get to do the last level, which means I also get to show off another cool thing if I don't lose Acorn in the level.
Are you gonna do the new strat?
Nah, I don't know how to do it.
I'll talk about it then. There was a new strat here that was found by Astix, developed by yours truly, where you hold on to Bowser Jr. Basically, Bowser Jr.'s physics in this game are super wonky, and you can get a lot of speed off of him. And so basically what Astix found is that if you hold on to him, you'll actually get a bigger speed boost than if you're just like gliding into him, which is what you'll probably see Latch do here. It saves like 2 or so seconds overall, but it's really difficult. And it was only found like a week ago, so we're still getting used to it.
Yeah, it's really cool to see that this game that we all thought was like already cracked open, pretty much, is still getting new time saves. So there you saw I spun into Bowser Jr. and that just caused him to give me a slight speed boost. Also, I'm on a bad cycle, so I'm not going to get this extra boost. What the hell, Bowser Jr.? Okay. Bowser Jr. Naughty man. We're going to get in this door. Right, so I can't do Fireball Skip, because... Oh well.
Unfortunate.
I'm gonna go for another strat though. No, actually, you can't do it in this game. I thought this was an SMVW for a second. What I will do though is I'm gonna fire kill Bowser, because actually fire killing Bowser in this game is slightly faster, as Mitch and I discovered. But the only reason, only reason it doesn't save time is because A, you have to lose Acorn to get a fire flower.
That's super funny. Oh, killing this Bowser with fire. Or are you talking about the final Bowser?
There we go. So it's faster because you don't have to watch him dance around in the midair. But the only reason it's slower is because you have to collect an acorn.
Okay, I
You have
understand
to
now.
get rid of your acorn and get a fire flower, and the acorn saves time in the final phase of this fight. But we're finished. Unless.
Oh, you really thought you were done, Latch?
Damn.
But plot.
So, there's Peach. Except Peach is now locked away. And Bowser is very big. Alright, so that time save I'm talking about is Bowser shoots this fireball. If you fly up, you trigger Bowser Jr. earlier than normal, and it causes Bowser to just skip an entire fireball. And now I'm going to go for the fastest strat for this final phase of the fight. So the idea here is that you get in this clown cart, and you basically just land on Bowser's head. And I'm going to go for the fastest method of this. So by staying in this clown cart above him, you can hit him as he jumps out. And time is on the third hit of Bowser, so that's number 2.
Yeah, sometimes Bowser Jr. can be really dumb here, but luckily
We got pretty lucky.
he didn't do anything
Alright,
stupid.
we should be home free now. Oh, we came out over there. And time.
Yay, woo! Underestimate.
Underestimate. We died twice. So yeah, that's New Super Mario Bros. U Deluxe. Thank you to GDQ Hotfix for allowing us to show this game off. Thanks Paperario for taking the time to help commentate with me as I was super mega focus mode for most of the
Anytime,
run.
bud.
And coming up now, we have NSL UDX run by M-Chan Plays.
Yeah.
So that'll be...
Before we sign off here, so you had mentioned that there's going to be a relay coming up, right? And are there any community resources that you would like to tell the audience about?
Well, if you join the main New Super Mario Bros. Server, so we have a server that's basically for every single New Super Mario Bros. Game in the series. All the information for the relay gets posted there. And you can then join the relay server as well if you would like. There's videos to past relays as well on the relay server as well. So you can check those out as well. So yeah, that's I think that's me off, and M-Chan is gonna blow your mind with some crazy NSLU.
All right. Thank you very much. Paperario, any final words?
Nah, good stuff, Latch. Thanks for having us, GDQ Hotfix.
Alrighty then. So while we get ready for the next game, I just want to remind everyone, this is GDQ Hotfix. You know, everyone's support via either subs or just watching or bits really help out the stream. Spread the word. We've got a lot more Mario coming up tonight. We had a great run here by Latchers, and gonna have a good run by M-Chan next, and then followed by a less good run by Hobbs and Keyzeron, who have done their first playthroughs of this, and they'll be doing a semi-blind race after that. So, with that said, we're going to go to a break screen, and we'll talk to y'all in about 7 minutes. Alright, hello and welcome everyone. Welcome back to GDQ Hotfix. We have our second Mario run today. I guess it's actually a Luigi run. We're going to be having new Super Luigi U, run by M-Chan. How are you doing, M-Chan?
I'm doing well. A little bit nervous, but thank you for having me.
Yes, not a problem. Thank you for running. So, without further ado, we had a couple announcements earlier mentioning that we have the AGQ 2020 schedule is now out. So if anyone wants to take a look at that, feel free. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. we have Final Fantasy XIV solo dungeons. Tree Fort on Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. Community Spotlight on Monday at 8 p.m. And then right after this run, we're going to be having the first step, which is a semi-blind race of these games, brought to you by J Hobbs and Keyzeron. So, yeah, with that, I have nothing else to say, M-Chan. So feel free to get started.
All right. So before I get started, I'm going to go ahead and show this off real quick. So last year's didn't show this off, but on the title screen, if I hold on the control stick for a few seconds and then advance the title screen, okay, hold on. This requires an audio cue, so. Okay, it'll take me a few tries, but. Okay, there we go. So you just heard Nabbit for right there, and what that does is it disables the spin mechanics that you saw in Mario U. And I'm really used to the original New Super Mario Bros. U game, so disabling spin mechanics will make some of my strats a lot easier. Yeah, so we're gonna be playing New Super Luigi U Deluxe, which is the harder version of Mario U. And so, just like in Mario U, time is not going to begin until I start moving on the map. So, here we go. Okay, so, if you are just tuning in, and you just, if you just watched the New Super Mario Bros. U run, you're going to be wondering what are the differences between Luigi U and Mario U. So, Luigi U, back in the original Mario U game on the Wii U, it's like a DLC expansion of New Super Mario Bros. U. It's pretty much they added like a whole new game where everything's very identical except there's no Mario. As you see in the opening cutscene, you see Mario's hat, and Luigi plays differently. So Luigi has slippery physics. He jumps higher, and his jumps are more floatier. So as a result, Luigi is a lot harder to control than Mario. And also, the levels have a 100-second gimmick. So all the levels are really short, but the trade-off is that the levels, they are jam-packed with tons of obstacles. So as a result, this game is a really hard game. But in a speedrun, the levels are laid out really nicely. So as long as you know the levels really well, then the levels shouldn't be too difficult, but there are some hard parts. So just like in Mario U, I'm going to be getting the main power-up, which is a Super Acorn. It's going to allow me to turn into a squirrel and fly through the levels. And the objective is to, of course, keep it through the entire run. So time's about to begin really soon. And go. So hope you guys like to hear that time running out sound, because you're gonna be hearing that for every level. So there's my Super Acorn that I just got right there, and like I said, we're gonna be keeping it through the entire game, hopefully. And that is the first level. So as you can see, the game is already a lot faster game than Mario U. Okay, so 1-2 is the first pretty difficult level to do well. It is the first cycle-based level, so if I mess up, then things could go a bit wrong. So I'm going to get the star here in the back, and it's going to allow me to not only speed up my movement, but also allow me to tank through these enemies. And I'm going to chain it over to this next block right here. That block only contains a star if I hit it while I have a star. And then I'm going to ground pound this right here. This is a really hard secret exit to find casually, but you can ground pound that in order to get the secret exit here in this level. And that's going to allow me to skip to World 5, just like in Mario U. So coming up in the next level, 1-Secret, just like in Mario, you do have the ability to switch characters. So in this case, this would be the first level where you can play as Nabbit. But unlike the Mario U run that you just saw, I am not going to be using Nabbit at all. And the reason is mainly because I don't like using Nabbit for my runs. Because I don't often like the idea of, you know, Nabbit running through all the levels and tanking through the enemies. And so this is like a lot more skill-based than the normal version of the categories. So this is the first water level right here. I have to take advantage of the currents that are coming from these pipes in order to gain up some movement speed. All right, I could have gotten a boost from the last set of currents, but I unfortunately made a bit of some movement error, but that's okay. All right, so so now we are jumping right away into World 5. And World 5 is where things start to get really hard. So only 2 birds like the U run, but if this was not explained in the original Mario U run on the Wii U, that level would actually notify you that you could post your experience onto Miiverse, but you know, Miiverse does not exist here on the Switch, so it does not notify us about Miiverse at all.
So speaking about that, what are the big platform differences between Wii U and the Switch?
There are no major level designs, or there's no major differences in level design between both games, so they're very identical in like speedrunning wise. Some levels have different aesthetics, but other than that, there's no real major differences. The only, I guess the one major difference is in a speedrun is the fact that you could change characters in the middle of the run for some categories. And because like you can choose characters, there's like multiple subcategories for all the categories in the game. So what I did there, I did a safety strat. I'm opting for a 77 at the end of the clock. At the end of the level, and that's because there's, unlike Mario U, there's not very many backup strategies. So if I lose my acorn, then I will have this as a safety. So, Toad's letting us know that Nabbit stole our stuff. We don't care. If you go out of your way to go catch Nabbit, you get a P acorn. which there are some levels in the 100% run where you utilize the P Acorn, but unfortunately that's way out of the way to get the P Acorn. Okay, so there is a choice between 5-2 and 5-3. 5-3 is faster to do by half a second, but I'm choosing 5-2 because 5-3 as Luigi is not marathon safe. And so this level right here is pretty straightforward. And there we go. Okay, so just like Mario U, this level also features our first major skip. So there's a large block snake that we have to ride through the entire level, but with precise acorn movement, we are going to skip it. So here we go. This is really difficult. And we got it. So that saves 30 seconds, which is very significant through this level. And now we're going to be fighting Boom Boom. And Boom is pretty straightforward. You just jump on him 3 times. And because Luigi jumps really high, the setup for this fight is a little bit different than in Mario U. But as long as you get the first hit, then the hits 2 and 3 are very simple. Okay, so the castle is getting evil looking the further we're progressing into the game. But we're okay. Coming up now is the ghost house. And the ghost house is really difficult as Luigi, so hopefully this goes well. The beginning part is, and then we're gonna get the star right here. Hitting that star block, otherwise I would have jumped right in. And getting the star right here saves 1 second. It also makes making that large jump easier. You can make that jump without the acorn and without the star, but it is pixel perfect followed by precise spins. Okay, so the next level is an auto-scroller, which is there's not really much to talk about for the auto-scroller. Arm lives, and that's pretty much it.
You know, with it being an auto-scroller, is it okay if I ask you a couple questions?
Yeah, go ahead.
So, when did you start running new Super Luigi U? What made you choose this game over other games?
So it was right after AGDQ 2016, where one day, like after watching that marathon, I was really bored on YouTube, so I just looked up I wanted to watch some speedrun videos on YouTube, and I encountered Waller's world record at the time of 100%. It was a 2 hours and 24-minute time, and I watched through the entire run, and I was really amazed by that run, and I thought I could match that, and then unfortunately though I was really wrong. But I really enjoyed that run, so I got into it, I didn't want to get into 100% right away because it would be long, and I didn't want to get into any percent either because it was a competitive category, and I didn't want to get into competitive stuff right away. So I learned a category that wasn't popular at the time, which is all castles, which is a mixture of, seeing most of the game and going as fast as you can. So it's a more expansive version of any percent. I learned 100% later on when a runner named Supernova asked me to race. So that's pretty much how I got into the game.
That's awesome. Races are a great way too, because then you have someone to play against.
Yeah. Okay, so we're done with the autoscroller, and now we're moving on to World 7. And World 7 is my least favorite level of any category in this game. It is very difficult, where you have to like avoid all these fuzzies, and then coming up right now, there's a very hard jump. I can get it. Got it. I just made right there is a 2-frame window, and if I am too early or too late, I would die. So I'm really happy I got that. The reason that level is really hard is because you're normally supposed to use the penguin suit that this level contains. But we don't have time for that. Okay, so now we have a choice between 7-2 and 7-3. 7-3 was faster in Mario U, but 7-3 in this game is a lot slower, that it's not worth it in this game. So we're doing 7-2. And 7-2 is very straightforward. And you can jump on the wigglers for fun, but you also have to avoid the waddle wings as well. And there we go. So, just like in Mario U, this next level is probably the second hardest level in the run, because it's pretty difficult to go through, and then the boss of the level is luck base. So hopefully this goes well. Okay, that jump right there was pretty precise. It's really easy. If you do that slightly wrong, you could get hit by that dry bones. And this next part right here, you just gotta wait for the screen to go up, while at the same time dodging these fire bros. These fire bros have really, so it's usually not a good idea to attempt to kill them. Alright, so this boss is completely luck-based, just like in Mario U, so hopefully we get pretty decent luck. Alright, that one was alright. So the first 2 hits is pretty much a guessing game as to where Kamek is going to spawn. Then the third hit, he always spawns in the middle. So in PB attempts, this could very easily be a run killer. There is a way to hit Kamek on the very first spawn, but you have to be very lucky, and you have to really be ready for it. Alright, so Vanishing Ghost House has a secret exit that we are going to take. And casually, I find this secret exit to be kind of hard to find, because you have to kind of just wait. You're normally supposed to wait for that moving block that I passed over earlier to fall down, and that way you could see it. But we know where, if you know where it is, you can just fly to it. So I waited right there because the fastest time you get is an 88, which means fireworks. And so losing a second is better than losing 15 seconds. And so that secret exit skips a lot of World 7. As if I were to do the ghost house normally, I would have to go through a big RNG segment to do one of 2 levels. And then after that is another level that is a really long auto-scroller. And so by taking the secret exit, we go into the castle. So this castle has a bit of a hard trick at the end. You can kind of go slow on this first part because you have to wait for this moving block to pass you. And so for the second part right here, I am going to slow down on purpose, and that is so I can set myself up for cycle, so I can make this a lot easier. So that's harder than it looks. And that is a common theme for New Super Luigi U. A lot of things look easy, but because Luigi's movement is really hard to get used to, a lot of the stuff is actually a lot harder than it looks. Alright, so unfortunately, you know, with some mishaps that happened in the Mario U run, I just didn't get to show this off, but with the Acorn suit, you can skip Ludwig's attack phase and then just chain hits on him. Just like that. Alright, so the next level coming up is 7 Airship. And in Mario U, it was a 6-minute auto-scroller. This time, it's a lot shorter. It is divided into 3 parts. The first part is a section where you have to ride a cloud through the end. But with precise acorn movement, I'm going to try and... Alright, there it is. Alright, so this next part's just an auto-scroller. Just a short auto-scroll section, and then we are heading to Bowser Jr. So again, just like the Ludwig fight, you can skip Bowser Jr.'s attack phase with the Acorn. And there we go. And a little time saver right there, a little small time saver right there. I land on the left block, and that's because the blocks fall from left, standing on the leftmost. The screen transitions earlier. So that fight did look easy, but Bowser Jr. has a really bad hitboxes, he has a really bad hitbox. So there have been insane clips of various NSMBU and NSLU runners where they either go right through Bowser Jr., get knocked out of hitting Bowser Jr., or just straight up get hit. And the fight becomes an absolute disaster if you do not have an Acorn for that fight. But thankfully that went well. All right, so we have a bit of a cutscene. So if you have like a question to ask me, you can ask me one real quick.
So, with cutscenes and stuff like that, what do you do to like get ready? Do you like mentally prepare for what's coming up, or do you kind of use it as a mental break, or what?
A little bit of both, yeah. That cutscene in particular is like usually a good time to like kind of relax your mind, coming into the final world, as you've already went through some tough levels already.
Has it ever like built up your nerves if you were on really good pace, going into the final stages?
Yes, many times. Okay, so now we're on 8-1, and we are going to get the secret exit here in this level. So this is one of the different routes between Mario and Luigi. Okay, so we got a really good pattern there. There are 3 fireball patterns that you have to work around with in that level, and we just got the best out of the 3 patterns. What's really unfortunate about that level is that because like you have to go high up on the screen, sometimes you can get hit by a fireball and without anything you can do about it, and it's really hard to react to the fireballs because you're so high up in the screen. So thankfully we got to really get screwed by RNG there. So this level is not an auto scroller, unlike in Mario U. So we are not going to be doing 8-2 and 8-3. Instead, this level is very technical. Oh, okay, we messed up right away. All right, my cycle. All right, this is gonna mess up my cycles. All right, we're gonna have to play a little bit safe here. All right, not too bad. That's really a weird mistake. I don't often make that, but so that was really interesting how to react to that. All right, so coming up is elevator skip. So just like in Mario U, you do have to ride an elevator through 2 rooms, but this time it's a horizontal moving elevator. So this version of elevator skip is, well, I'll let you see for yourself. And I do have to tilt the controller in order to move the elevator. All right, so this next room, I am going to. It's either you can either go really big or go really safe. I'm gonna choose to go big, and we got it. So that jump that I just made right there is very particular. That jump has to be high enough so that you can go over the sparks, and low enough so that you don't hit the bomb on the top. So you have like a few pixels to work with that jump, and that only saves a second over the other method. All right, and now we're off to the final level. So this first room it depends on your movement. As long as your movement's the same, then this first room should go the same. There is a recently new strat found by Astix, but I haven't practiced it at all, so I'm not going to go for it. Okay. I held up too early. Otherwise, I would have got a speed boost from Bowser Jr., but that's okay. That strat, if it goes, the strat that I was trying to go for, if it goes well, it should save you 1 second. And the fireballs are right here are always the same. And this is the hardest fight in the entire game. And we win. Oh, but what's this? Bowser Jr. and Kamek are doing something. They're sprinkling magic. Well, I don't know what's happening, so hopefully... Let's just save the princess and hope that nothing happens. Oh no! They just locked the princess. Alright, so... Yeah, just like Mario U, there is a second phase to this fight. So... I am going to be going for Fireball Skip. So... But as soon as Bowser shoots his first fireball, it skips having to shoot a second fireball, and that saves 2 seconds. And then I'm going to be doing a very hard thing where I'm going to beat Bowser Jr. to the cloud. And this saves a lot of time if you can get this both times. Oh, that was a close one. And time. So the time that I just got is 28:02. I forgot to look up what my PB is for Luigi percent. But I'm really happy with how this run went. I managed to get to do pretty much everything that I wanted to go for first try. So I'm really happy with how the run went.
Yeah, congratulations. Great run.
Yeah, thank you. So, like Latcher said, and at the end of his run, if you are interested in learning Mario U Deluxe, Luigi U Deluxe, or the original Mario Luigi U, or even any of the games in the New Super Mario Bros. Series, we do have a combined community of the entire New Super Mario Bros. Series. All 5 games in its series are all really fun to do. So if you're interested in learning any of them, you could ask anybody who runs the games, and we'll help you get started. Yeah. Also, I want to, and then quick few shout outs to Ewaller for inspiring me with your 100% world record at the time. Shout outs to Supernova and Stash, who no longer run this game, but they were my main competitors when I started running NSLU. They were the ones who motivated me to get to run at this level of play. Hopefully they come back one day, but yeah. Also, thank you to everybody involved in the GDQ hotfix for letting both me and Latchers participate in this event. I personally was really honored when J-Hops came to me and asked if I want to showcase this, as I've been a long-term GDQ fan since 2010. So yeah, I think that's it for me.
All right. Thank you very much, M. Chan. Before we sign off here, again, this is GDQ Hotfix. We are not done with Mario tonight, so we'll be having J-Hobbs and Keyzeron on the first step after this, doing a semi-blind race of the games that you just saw. So stay tuned for that. We'll be back in around 10 minutes. Thank you again, M. Chan.
Thank you.